Hi everybody, and welcome to another installment of my journey to six figures. If you are just now tuning in, my name is Jen Shannon, and I am taking you all on my journey towards building a six-figure Etsy shop. And I've got some pretty exciting stuff coming up in this episode that you're not going to want to miss. So let's do this. All right, everybody, to get started with this month, I have my handy dandy notebook with all of my notes taken to go over all the stats for April 2024 with you. I'm really excited to see how the last 2 weeks have really started kind of boosting upward in the Etsy algorithm. So maybe there is some truth to that whole 60-day to month thing that people talk about. And so I wanted to tell you what my stats are for this month and tell you some of the excitement that I've seen in the last 2 weeks as things are starting to go upward, which is exciting for me. So for April 2024, I had 555 visits with 2 total orders, which is a 0.4% conversion rate. And this point is important. So it says on Etsy that my revenue was $54.98. But anybody who's doing print on demand knows that that's not accurate because you still have fulfillment on top of that. So my actual take home, and this doesn't include like paying taxes on this, was actually only $13.23. My total item favorites were 38, which means 38 people favorited one of my items, 3 shop follows and 1 review. And so the 38 item favorites, I also wanted to dive into a little bit deeper because there is a marketing setting that allows you to send emails with a discount code to people who have favorited an item to try to push them into buying that item. And so with that being said, I do have my marketing stats that I'll go over with later, but just so you know, of those 38 item favorites, 33 emails were sent out to people with an offer and 0 people took me up on that offer. So just so you can keep track of that. And so when we look at the ad stats, which is the next section, we are looking at a total viewership of 56,600 views, but only 363 clicks, which may not sound like that much, but when you're talking about millions of items on Etsy and you're getting a pretty large chunk of views, so your items are coming up in the search, to get 363 people to actually click on those listings is a pretty big deal. So I'm happy with that, even though it only resulted in 2 orders. And like I said, the total revenue that Etsy shows is $54.98, but my ad spend was $94.02, which again is high, but I anticipated that being the case because as I continue to go on this journey, that is going to change to where my ad spend is lower than my income. My income will be much higher. So again, if my revenue was $54.98, my actual take home after that was $13.23, and my total ad spend was $94.02. Marketing stats, I had 3 thank you emails sent. So the thank you emails are auto emails that go out to people who have purchased an item from me, and it sends them a discount code that they can use on a future purchase for up to 1 year. I think I have it set to 15% off. And then I had 7 abandoned cart emails sent out. So that's when somebody adds something to their cart and then they never check out. So that was 7 additional emails sent out to try to give them a discount to kind of push them over the edge into purchasing. Again, nobody purchased from that. And then the 33 favorited item offers, again, 0 revenue from that. And when we also look at marketing, we're looking at offsite ads, which is going to be those ads that everybody hates that they're usually having to spend 15% on, but most of the time I'm not even getting sales from that. So I had a total of 0 in offsite ads, though 6 times people had clicked on it. So people are seeing it when they Google something, but they're not necessarily buying, and you don't pay unless they buy. So that's good. So I wanted to then move on to some updates from my shop in terms of some of the strategies I've implemented for this month, things that I'm doing a little differently that maybe I was or was not doing when I first started off in March or moved on to April. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into those now. The first is I finally got my newsletter up and running again. It's something I know I should have been doing, but I hadn't been. And so I went ahead and added that. In case you are interested in signing up, I will leave a link in the description for where you can sign up for that email list. And the thing about my email list, which I will make a separate video on, is I have some things going on in that I think are really exciting for people to want to receive in their inbox, including a monthly giveaway that I will be doing, which is starting in June. I'll pick my first winner. Really exciting. This month's giveaway is one of my glass cans. I think they're called glass cans, but people call them something different all the time. Let me see if I can get this to focus. There we go. It's not this one. The one that I'm giving away actually has a bird and some wildflowers on it, but this is one that I ordered as a sample that turned out really nicely. So the glass sippers or the glass cans, that is what I will be giving away in my May giveaway. So I will select the winner the first Tuesday of June. All right, moving on. I canceled my Kittl account because I wasn't really using it. My Canva account that I have, I can do just fine with. I don't really need to go into that more. So moving on, I have been using Midjourney a lot for my design work. I had been using some of the Kittl AI as well as the Canva AI, but I don't really like the results that I get there in the same way that I like the results that I've been getting on Midjourney. So I have stuck with Midjourney. I'm very happy with Midjourney. I highly recommend Midjourney. A couple of things I wanted to also mention were issues with production times as well as production itself. So one of my orders was for a blanket, and when it arrived to my client, it did not look like my listing. And the listing photo that I was using was actually twofold. I had one that was, or two, maybe three, from the actual print-on-demand company showing what it should look like and size and such. And then I had one photo that showed it in like a living room setting as like a mock-up, but it was just like a drag and drop your design into it so you could see what it looks like. So I actually have that blanket behind me now, and it turned out very dull and very white. It's supposed to be like an off-white beige, and you can see there's hardly a difference. And then some of the more rusty colored tones turned into more of this salmon pink color. So I reached out to Printify and they did a reprint on it, but the reprint turned out exactly the same way. And so my client was disappointed. I paid to have them ship this to me, and then so that I could see it for myself, because this is the first of this type of blanket that I was selling, and I wanted to make sure quality-wise that I wasn't missing something. So I went with a different printing provider through Printify. They have two printing providers that offers this blanket, and had it printed that way. Night and day difference. I was able to also get side-by-side pictures of that, so from my client. So okay, so you can definitely see the difference there. So definitely a quality issue with that. So that was my first quality issue. And then I also had some problems with production times. So my production times on my phone cases have been backed up. Normally it's 1 to 3 days, but it's been averaging about 6 days. And so I have a Turtle phone case that has been doing well in the algorithm. I've had a couple of sales on that, and unfortunately it's taken a while for it to go through production. So to let my clients or my purchasers know that I'm still on top of it, I've been in contact with them, I've emailed them, kind of letting them know that as soon as I have updates, I'll let them know. And then one did ship, so I was able to send the shipping confirmation over to them and say, I'm so sorry this took so long. Here's a coupon code for next time you want to purchase from me. It's good for a year. So that's where we've been in terms of some problems that have gone on in the last month with the Etsy shop. As for this last 2 weeks, and we are at May 8th now, so about the last week of April and the first week of May, I've noticed a very large increase in the amount of people that are seeing my items, the amount of people that are clicking through to my shop, and I'm starting to get sales regularly. So I think I had a sale yesterday, I had a sale the day before, and the day before that. I'm not consistently getting daily sales, but I feel like I'm on my way there, which is really exciting because this is the type of thing that you hear people talk about, but you think, oh, it's probably not going to happen to me. And a lot of people do give up before this point. They think, okay, I'm going to get on Etsy, we're going to do all these things, and then after a couple weeks they're like, I'm not seeing anything, I'm spending all this money and I'm not getting anything in return, so they just stop. And so that's why I wanted to do this, because I felt as though if I were to really focus in on it, throw everything that I had at it, that it would eventually go somewhere. So I'm excited to see that it is actually starting to go places. So once I hit June and I do my May overview, I will show you the differences between March, April, and May, and you can see that huge difference. And even in the chart that I look at, you know, it's got the graph, you can see that it like kind of goes up like that. So anyways, that is it for this month's update. I hope that you enjoyed getting to see what has been going on in my shop, and I will see you in another video very soon, probably about my newsletter. So I'll see you guys in another video.